Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Right now it seems as if there is more that meets the eyes as we speak. Other political gladiators are raising their voices over a state of emergency that may likely be declared in another state, and some of the political actors are literally calling on Nigerians to look towards their state as it's getting out of hand. Most Nigerians believe that could it be a one-time thing for Rivers, or is it now going to be a norm? We're going to find out in a moment. But before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel. Let's dive into the news proper. Now, according to the news, a chieftain of the new Nigerian People's Party, Buba Galadima, has alleged that there was a calculated plot to destabilize Kano State and compel the federal government to declare a state of emergency in the state. Galadima made the allegation while speaking on a political program. He claimed the plan was being orchestrated without the knowledge of Mr. President, that's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, on Kano's situation, because unknown to him, and I can beat my chest that he didn't know, Tinubu didn't know what happened, what was arranged. He said there was a grand design to set up Kano state government, including the Emir, such that they could declare a state of emergency. Galadima further alleged that a high-level meeting was held in Abuja to strategize on the purported plot, adding that a key individual allegedly positioned to become the Emir of Kano was deliberately sent out of the country during the critical period. There was a meeting in a senior official of the government house in Abuja, and the man that was supposed to be appointed Emir was sent to Umrah, and as I speak to you now, he is in Saudi Arabia, he said. Now, according to Galadima, the planners anticipated that once the current Emir of Kano was invited and detained in Abuja, the military will put an alert and the throne declared vacant. Their thinking is that once the Emir is invited today, he'll be detained in Abuja. Once he's detained, the military will be put on alert and the throne will be declared vacant, he said. When asked by the uncle to identify the individual allegedly being positioned for the throne, Galadima declined to give a name. No, I don't want to mention names. Go and find out who is in Saudi Arabia, out of the princes in Kano. Everybody in Nigeria knows what is happening, he said. His comment followed a recent development involving the Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi. On Monday, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, withdrew an earlier invitation sent to the Emir to report to the force headquarters in Abuja. The invitation had been issued last week in relation to the alleged bringing down of persons during the recent Eid al-Fitr celebration. Wow. And of course, all of these are alleged. According to Galadima, he believes that there's a grand plan to import the Rivers plots, the grand scheme in Rivers, to Kano State. Don't forget that these two states are very strategic when it comes to the issue of elections. There are two most popular states. But actually, there are three. Lagos already, one would almost say it's indicating it's a state where Bola Ahmed Tinubu governed at some point. So you could say that he has that in his back, literally, although the last election proved differently, where Peter Obi had it completely. But then again, Lagos, Kano, and Rivers are the three most popular states, and if you can get those three, with other few here and there, and of course Abuja, of course, don't forget that the quota system got to have some part or so in the northern part, then you're literally dancing to the presidential seat, as in Aso Rock once again. And these three states are literally been playing politics. In Lagos State already, we know the story of Obasa today, or the Lagos Assembly tomorrow. We keep hearing things that there could be some silent grandstand movement going on between the governor, Sanwo-Olu, allegedly so, and his Oga, But they're just doing it in hush-hush. Obasa is there to make sure that nothing untoward happen in 2027. A lot of things are playing out. Then in Rivers State, of course, we're seeing what is going on in Rivers, literally trying to make Rivers, part of the grand plan. Then now Kano, Galadima is bringing our attention to Kano. My colleague is in the house, and I'm literally wondering, will they have it almost for free in Kano, judging the fact that in Rivers State, Fubara is literally making it almost very easy for them to have Rivers, in the bag. But for Kano State, we all know that the Kano governor is as tough as Senator Natasha. Do you think there likely might be a state of emergency declared in Kano State, as alleged, of course, by Galadima?
Well, we all know that Kano State is not like River State. River State, they do that is there. Unfortunately, is a man whose, his spirit is governed by civil service attitude. They are always very calm and they are very docile. They try to go by the rules. But the case of the guy who is there is an experienced politician and being an experienced politician. And the fact that somehow he wraps the people in his hands, and apart from that, owing to what happened during that Emir saga, enthronement of Emir, one can easily confirm that guy would not be easily remote control or would not allow things to spiral out of his control in his state. The state of emergency, when we're talking about state of emergency, we know that what played out there in River State was absolutely not what was right, you understand? Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, since maybe Fubara did not have the way without to defend himself, was suing for peace and all of that. That's why the whole situation was like. But I don't think that in Kano State, such will be allowed to happen. Don't forget that that's one of the most populous, and if you allow them to go haywire, you won't be able to stand it. So I don't think that any sane person will advise the president to think of, state of emergency there, because already the opposition will begin to stand up so strong. And for me, I don't think the Yusuf will allow it to suffice there, especially if this game we are seeing in River State wants to, they want to roll out the same game in River State in Kano State.
So you're literally saying that at this rate, although Galadima did mention that he's so very sure that Mr. President is not aware, do you think even if Mr. President is aware, he probably may look the other way, or he'll probably call for caution, judging the fact that he's still trying to deal with the issue of River State?
Well, you know that this whole thing is political. And being political, what is best for the president is his re-election, and whatever that must be done. I don't think, if you can play your game well, such that at the end of the day, when they look at it, it doesn't break the peace of the state. It doesn't bring in chaos and all of that. I don't think the president would not mind something like that happening there in, Kano State, because whether we like it or yes, 2027 is going to be a very tough one. The North feel that they have been marginalized, they have been kept aside, though we heard the reply that was given to Ndume by the presidency. The fact that, come on, about 2 persons from your tribe or from where you come from, 2 of them are in the,
government house,
the NNPC list, all 2 of them are there. So what is this nepotism we are hearing you announce every now and then and all of that? So, with all of that, you see that the 2027 fight would not be an easy one. So the president will want to do everything to make sure that he's there. So if there's someone who can play the game well and deliver that town without any stress like before, because, come on, you may think that Nigerians are not smart. You may think that because you are in power, everything will play out the way it played out last time. But you may not know the extent to which people will be ready to defend their vote come 2027, because already the cry is everywhere that they're tired of, the leadership of Bola. So anyone who can help out and do a perfect job, just like Wike did